And we are live. So, hello, everyone. A warm welcome. My name is Phil, and from Let Us Talk It team. So, Let Us Talk It is an initiative, a free webinar initiated by Cogent Integrated Business Solutions. So, they're an IT company based in Detroit, Michigan, and they came of thinking on how to give back to the community. So they thought of doing free webinars for free knowledge sharing. And also for the guest speakers we invite, they'll have a platform to freely express uh, their experiences, their passion, and their creativity as well, and their selves, definitely. So, as mentioned last Wednesday, we will bring you two new speakers and two new topics that will be exciting and fun to learn, definitely, as it's not the information or the knowledge that we acquire in this webinars. It's the fruit of hard work as well and years of experience uh, from our guest speakers. So definitely you'll enjoy the topics and while hearing the stories of our guest speakers as well. So if you're wondering, it's Let Us Talk It Zipinar, not webinar, because we try to zip in two topics in one session. That's to lessen the time consumed, but maximizes the knowledge being shared through this free initiative. All right. And the first topic that we will be bringing you today is healing through art. So using creativity for emotional well being. So art in whatever form, is an expression and a language of healing. It creates a space where emotions find a voice beyond words. Through creativity, whether poetry, storytelling, or clothes design, we can process feelings, reduce stress, and nurture our emotional well being. This talk or this topic will explore or help us explore how artistic expression becomes a powerful tool for healing, self discovery, and personal growth. And to share with us this topic, we have Grace Moikonge, and a multidisciplinary artist, writer, and speaker, and passionate about creativity and healing. And she explores emotional well being through art, poetry, storytelling, and clothes design that's inspiring others to use creativity for growth and empowerment. So let's welcome Grace for the first topic that we have today. Hello, Grace.
Hi, thank you very much for the introduction. And hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone, wherever you're logging in. It's great to be on this platform, and I'm excited to share my own knowledge and experience on how art has helped me through years. So obviously, we're going to go through a couple of topics. I was going to share a slide, but unfortunately, I'm going to be shy and just go with the flow. So it's an honor to be here today and to talk about something that is really personal to me. Art has helped me deeply in my own personal journey, and it has been a tool for healing and empowerment and also personal growth. Often we find ourselves in situations where we are stuck, whether at work or in our own personal struggles. And it is through art that I have found that it is actually a very therapeutical force and also an empowering thing. Most people think, oh, I'm not an artist, or I am not a clothes designer, or I am not this, and they limit themselves in those thoughts. But really, just a simple picking up a pen and just doodling on a piece of paper, you would be very surprised on
Mm.
how this can empower you to express your thoughts themselves. And of course, there are scientific facts to all of this, but I will first express my own personal journey. I am a support worker. I work with vulnerable people. What I do is we work in people's houses who are vulnerable or disabled, and we empower them to have a normal life, if you want to call it that. So we give them our time and we give them the space where they can express what they want in life and empower them in that. I myself normally use art for them to express what they would like to do during the day, because I find that being playful can also be a way that puts people at ease. I'm originally from Zambia, and growing up in Zambia had its own challenges, obviously, because I grew up in a family that had its challenges on financial status or struggles of whatever symbolism nature has to be. And I found that using art as an expression of what I was feeling helped me navigate most of the emotions. For education was far beyond anything that I would think of, as in the times that I was growing up, education for a girl child was not really something that people were looking at. But I found that using charcoal and using the last page of a book, because we lived in a house that had all these medical books. And I always used to tear up the last page of the book, which really, really upset my father. And I would use that as the piece of paper to be drawing. And of course, as a child, like any child, I would go to the wall and draw my heart out. But in every artistic expression that I did, I found that later onwards, I actually appreciated that I used art to navigate all my struggles, because when you are in a situation that limits you or makes you believe that you're not able to do something, to find a medium that actually empowers you is beautiful. And I found art to be that thing. And when I talk about art, I haven't limited myself to just drawing, painting. My mother herself is a clothes designer, so I used to be one of those little girls that sits in front of the machine and stare at everything that she used to do. And today I can design my own clothes just by looking at what I want and design it. But in that in itself, it has given me the way to express my thoughts, my feelings, my struggles through the years. And people don't really realize that by actually using art, you help with stress, actually, because art has an expression of, it gives you like the endorphins. Encouraging in creativity can reduce your anxiety, for example. It has a therapeutic, support in coping. Some people with trauma have used art as a way to express on how they're feeling and to navigate what they're feeling. Creativity releases endorphins, the good, feel good neurotransmitters, like when you create something and you enjoy that beauty of it, then you go from being sad to actually smiling. And people will probably be wondering, like, what is going on there? But in yourself, you are rejoicing those moments that you have created something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just the fact that you have taken yourself out of the thought of, this is really tough, I can't do this. You've navigated to, okay, I'm going to write about it. I will write a small little joke for myself so that I can go to that when I feel like I can't really handle what's going on. Or I can pick up a needle and sew something when I can't really handle everything that's going on. It can be singing. I found that sometimes people, again, we limit ourselves. Oh, I can't sing. Well, just create some words. Because in the expression itself of being creative, you find a medium that fosters self-expression and emotional release. And that is very, very important. We all navigate through amazing challenges of life. And I have found that art, in whatever form you may call it, you can call it music, you can call it poetry, you can call it clothes design, whatever it is, tap into that, because that is a small foundation of your authenticity, of who you are. It shows the world of who you are. And it doesn't always have to be, oh, I want to be this one day. I want to be an artist and I want to be that, because that is what brings you back to the struggle of, oh, I'm not good enough, which, of course, for personal experience, I've gone through that. I'm not good enough. Nobody's going to like my art. Nobody's going to say, oh, this is brilliant. Keep going. The on self motivator by the end of the day is yourself. For me, when I sit down, whether I'm creating poetry, whether I'm creating clothes, or whether I am just talking to people, making jokes, or creating music, I have found that the entertainment that is going through behind in my own head is actually really amazing because that empowers me. And in me feeling empowered in what I am sharing, it really empowers other people. I will share another personal matter that happened where anybody would have thought, how did you survive that? Unfortunately, in 2017, after my son was born, I had a heart failure. This heart failure was not explained even to this day by the doctors. They cannot explain how and what happened to my body. And I remember walking into the hospital and then them, a doctor telling me, oh, by the way, you are having a heart failure and you might die if you don't have a heart transplant, for example, or other things. And the navigation of having five doctors walking in and telling you all of this to medical students walking in and observing you. And this took at least about 4 years of my life in and out of hospitals. 1 year of it was actually in hospital. So here's my son, 3 months old, living without mommy at home, and me in hospital, navigating all of this. And I remember the first couple of weeks, I thought, wow, this is a little bit too much. I cannot handle this. I lost my identity. The only thing I remember thinking about is, you're sick. Everybody said, hi, Grace. I'm like, yeah, I'm sick. I'm dying. And those were the first words that I thought about. And after a couple of months, I just told my family, I said, please bring all my pencils, bring all my markers, whatever you can bring, and just put it beside me. I told all the medical people there that if you have any magazines, if you have anything that's in around the hospital that has anything to do with art, please bring it to me. And when I look back at some of the art that I created in that time, I am amazed because through everything that I created, I would say, yes, I blocked out some of the negativity of the information that I was receiving, but it also helped me heal myself. Because after 4 years going to a medical check, they just said, oh, yeah, by the way, your heart is fine. And I'm like, okay, what happened? And they're like, what happened? I'm like, well, I can tell you now, the happy self kind of healed themselves because I went into the deep conversation with myself. What does it mean to die? What does it mean to leave your 3 months old behind? And I wrote it down. I drew it out. I sang it out, and all the medical people were always amazed every time they walked into my room. They're like, what is this all on the wall? Because I had signs that would say, did you smile today? And drawings that were very expressional, where if my son walked into the room, he wouldn't smell the smell of death. He would have the feeling of, mommy is fine. Mommy's going to be really fine. So not only was I helping myself, I was also helping my family in doing that, in displaying the art around me, in displaying the words that I had written, in sharing all of that. It helped the people around me. And that's one thing that we always need to remember is that through expressing whatever creativity that you're expressing, it's not all about you. It's also about everybody else that is around me. And I found that in that 4 years of me being in and out of hospital, all the art that I had created, all the poetry that I had written, which is now turning into music, it helped myself, my family, into finding moments of life and hope, really. It's about hope. Because when you lose that, when you are in your struggles and you lose the hope foundation of it, it can really crumble you. Many people were coming and saying so many things at that time. And for me personally, I feel if I didn't navigate into my passions and find hope in that, it would have killed me because then I would have held on to the stress and the struggles of being told, this is what's happening to your body. Your body is shutting down. But instead, I found the happiness of drawing cartoons, writing my poetry, designing something, and reading all of these out to my family. And this is the part that we all need to remember, that in using art, you can heal yourself in whatever struggles that you're feeling. You can find some kind of hope in whatever you are creating. Doesn't have to be perfect again. It's about the joy and the playfulness of it. Right now, I find happiness in sitting down and watching my son doodle, because in his own way, in the doodling itself, in whatever he's doing, he's expressing his emotions. He's expressing his feelings. I'm not like, oh, as an artist, that's not great. No, I'm like, yeah, keep on going. That is brilliant. And that itself, it builds also I would say like you get stronger. You feel good about yourself and you get stronger in whatever you are becoming because it encourages you to have a visualization of personal growth, but also healing. You're releasing those emotions that would have maybe hindered you, would have broken you, and you're finding a way to channel all of that into whatever it is. And I would suggest to people, how can you use art for healing? You can journal your thoughts. You can write it into poetry. You can write freely. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to write 10 pages. You can just write freely. Just pick a page, write as much as you can. 2 lines, perfect. 3 lines, nobody cares. It's about you by the end of the day. You can paint or draw. You can express through color because color in itself has a way of expressing your emotions. You can use it in music. These days, you have so many tools out there that you can create your music by yourself from your words, from your sounds. You can create music, you can create sounds, you can create movements, and you can create motions that release all the feelings that you're feeling instead of holding it in. Because again, we have moments when we're struggling and we hold it in until it poofs and it pops up. But in using all these mediums, you can find a way to release all these emotions. You can have a collage, you can have a vision board, you can visualize your own healing. You can think about what would it be like in 2 days. I'm feeling bad right now, but in 2 days, what would it be like? Draw it out, write it out. Because in doing that, you kind of project yourself into what is coming instead of inhaling everything that's happening in that moment. Okay, so it's very important that we do that for ourselves because again, the way I grew up, I would say nobody was there to say, Grace, I will pick you up from here and I will put you here. So that means in my own way, I am thankful for that kind of life because I have learned to cheer myself up, like I'm cheering for myself. Yay, well done, Grace. And not waiting for somebody else to do that. But I've also encouraged myself to enjoy every little thing that I do and not always waiting for someone to say, well done, this is brilliant. Because again, you are your own person. You will have the words that you want to hear from other people. And by writing all of these down, you kind of write your own script. This is how I want to feel. This is what I want to think about. And you can draw it out. You can write it to a poem. You could write it to a story. I'm one of those people that makes up stories very easily. So you can write it into a small story, but whatever it is, it will help you to navigate most of these things because creativity in itself gives you courage. When you have moments when you are struggling, creativity can give you courage. I've had moments when I am going for an interview and I am really panicking. And the first thing I do, which people sometimes laugh at, is I put on some music before I jump into the interview and I dance it out. Just dance it out, listen to the words that I'm listening to and I dance it out. So as I'm going into an interview, not only have I used somebody's music to relax my mind, but that's a creative expression because while I'm sitting in front of somebody, I'm remembering a few seconds ago, I was just going like this. That in itself has relaxed me. So it's another very important fact of how creativity can be a healing factor. And I believe that most of the time we limit ourselves on what we think can help us because we only think about small things, I'm going to have my mom, I'm going to have my dad, I'm going to have my friends to put me in a place that feels much better. But what happens when they're not all there, when you're on your own? Then you find that creative spark. You find that one thing that you can tap into. And for myself, I have found art to be that too, as an empowering thing, because art can also help you to reclaim your voice. There are moments in growing up in situations that I have seen with most people that I've worked with, as I also teach English as a second language, that they feel because they don't have the language, it's very difficult. So the first thing that I normally do in all of my session is I say, okay, you want to learn how to, speak English? Let's draw something. And they always find it like, what? Why are we drawing if we're learning English? Because in starting out in that, let's draw something about what you want to learn, I put you in a relaxed mood already. I make you laugh and I make you not think about the thing that you want to learn. Because then you're like, okay, I remember the first session. You asked me to draw something. But then as you go along, you can use that as well as a learning tool. You're stuck. You're in an exam and you're stuck. Okay, yeah, they might not allow you a few seconds, but you can do something on the piece of corner. And that itself will turn over the fear into encouragement and empowerment. And you'd be surprised. The mind itself will turn into something else. Creativity can also allow us to share our stories and inspire others. Because again, we find that our stories might be difficult to share. But I found that if you use it in a creative manner, whether you write it into poetry or you create it into a music instrument, sound, song, or whichever it is, other people will connect to that and they will find a link that can help them to navigate in whatever struggles that they are having. So that's another way that we can help ourselves. You can journal your thoughts. You can create a song. You can create a poem. You can create anything, really. Don't limit yourself because, again, art is a foundation that has been used for generations. It's been used for so many years. When you look back at some of the drawings of our ancestors, of some of the art that was created in that time, you will find that it's what we're creating all that. They found a way to express themselves. And now we look at all the art that is out there and we think, what were they thinking? But when you read and you study the history behind it, you see the stories that they're telling. So every time I look at all the work that I'm creating and stuff, I'm thinking, okay, so this is kind of my short biography. This is the biography that shows the people out there kind of who I am, the kind of life that I have lived, the struggles that I have gone through, and also how I have overcome some of these struggles. So it is very important that we find into that because sometimes during deep solitudes, loss, creativity can become a refuge for yourself. For me, poetry helped me to reflect and express my emotions. Painting has grounded me and has symbolized as a rebuilding factor for my life. And that has become like an important tool for myself. Music has allowed me to transform my pain into meaning and healing, as it's not about it being perfect. I have found that each song that I have created, when I listen to it, it brings a sense of healing. And most of the people that I have shared it with feel that healing because I have put the authenticity of who I am in each of those pieces. Poetry has become a mirror to show my emotions, allowing me to express my thoughts without judgment. Because again, we can be really judgmental of ourselves. But through writing, I have found that I can write freely without actually thinking it's perfect, it's great, and all of that. Painting has become a meditative process that has helped me build and rebuild myself. And I've done that a couple of times, rebuilding myself. And music has become a powerful tool of emotional release, transformation from pain into meaning. And this is something that I would like to share with everybody there, that find whatever medium or whatever thing that you feel can help you navigate whatever life struggles you're going through. And in that, you will find some blessings, but you will also inspire others to do the same. I will stop there for now.
Alrighty. Okay, what a very inspiring a story, definitely. So you see, like arts work in different ways. So it's just a matter of how you are like you are expressing it on how open you will be through your emotions as well. And yeah, before we go through, I'd like to say hi to those who are watching on YouTube Live. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, we have here good going, Sashwat and Gracia. So it's Grace. Yeah, it's Gracia on the Zoom. Definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please drop it down. I'll be delivering it to our guests. Or if you have additional inputs, definitely we will be more than happy to entertain. And for those in our attendees right now, make sure to type in your questions so our guest will be able to attend to it. All right. And anything like additional comments, opinions, or inputs, it's all free. So feel free to make use of it. Type your questions now. And yeah, it's a really interesting and inspiring topic. So hope everyone that's has listened or will be watching this recorded session, make sure to continue if you are in the path of arts, or if not yet, make sure to find yourself through arts and how you will be able to express it. It's one way of releasing stresses and fears and all doubts that you might be feeling. All right.
There's somebody called Adam who's put something on a chat that he
Yes.
paints as a hobby and recently discovered that it has been helping to heal childhood trauma. And I totally agree with that. And I would say to you, Adam, keep on going and don't stop. And if you have other people that you can inspire with your journey, and with the way you have tapped into this to help you with your childhood drama, please share it out there, because the more people out there that are sharing and are connecting on this, the more we can, empower ourselves.
Agree. Okay. Yes. Priyanka, such a refreshing and insightful discussion. Definitely left me feeling motivated to explore my own artistic side. Thanks for sharing, Grace.
You are very welcome, and I'm always happy to share more. I will share at the end with Phil how you can contact me, obviously.
All right. Well, definitely you can share now. You can promote all the works that you are doing, or if you have an upcoming seminars, or yes.
I don't have any upcoming seminars or webinars at the moment. However, I will share in the chat probably my link tree. That's my link tree where you can find most of my work. I have started releasing music. So I'm creating music for all the poetry that I have written. And
Wow.
this is a trial, obviously, but I have released two songs already. And most of the people that I've shared it with are actually very, they love the music that I'm creating. So it's a learning curve. However, on my link tree, you can find most of the work that I have created. And through there is how I'm sharing most of the work that I'm doing. But at the moment, it's the music that I am doing that, all feedback, as I said to somebody yesterday, is great feedback. And also, I'm creating it to inspire others out there to use this as a medium as well to express your thoughts and your feelings.
All right. So I have also pasted this link on the YouTube comment section. So make sure to check it out. And yeah, make sure to visit the link. All right. Okay. All right. Anyone else would like to check or all right. I am too busy to be artistic. This is from Sunny on YouTube. But this session made me realize that creativity can be part of everyday life. Even small acts like doodling or journaling can help with emotional well-being. And short laughs. All right. So, oh yeah, it's the effects of sharing your passion. Grace has been already working. All right.
Well, that's good. That's what I love to hear. If we're all dancing on the streets, I'm sure nobody's going to think we're crazy. They're just going to think that we're expressing ourselves.
That's true. Already. All right. Anything else from the attendees? Or Roy, would you like to add comments or share your thoughts?
Yeah, like I was waiting for this moment. Like, it was an amazing, like, an inspiring story actually. My younger brother is also a scratch artist. Like, whenever he gets cozy, from his stirring part, he gets into use his skill so to sketch some drawing some anime characters and uh, like I've been chasing his skills for a very long time and I think it makes him more motivated to work hard on his studies as well. But yeah, what Gracia said, it's all about how we use that skill set in our everyday life and like channelize our emotions through those skills. So, like the art of sketching, drawing, it can be music as well, dancing, expressing ourselves. Uh, that's how you do it, right? And yeah, it was inspiring and I think I'm going to sketch too like from today.
Love to hear that. I can't wait to see some of the work that you're going to create.
Definitely,
Fantastic.
definitely.
All right. Thank you, Roy, for sharing your thoughts. All right. So that actually concludes the first topic that we have today and a very refreshing one. Well, thank you so much, Grace, for that wonderful topic that you have shared to us. Especially, it is a topic that's very close to you. And yes, it is your passion and your life. Thank you so much, really. And we'll be moving to the second topic that we have today. So, the second topic that we have is AI in healthcare. So about this topic, our speaker, which is Sashwat Roy, we have already introduced him, and will help us explore the role of AI in early cancer detection and expanding scope of MedTech innovation. And Sashwat is a co-founder at Cure and an entrepreneur, a visionary entrepreneur, and a health tech initiative who focused on leveraging artificial intelligence for early disease detection and medical advancement with a background in marketing, data analytics, and sustainability. And he brings a unique perspective on integrating technology with healthcare solutions. And his expertise spans digital innovation, strategic partnerships, and community-driven impact, making him a strong advocate for AI-driven healthcare transformations. All right, and help me welcome Sashwat Roy for the second topic that we have today: AI in healthcare. Hello, Roy.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's an amazing experience to be here today. And big thank to Phil and let us talk it team for organizing this insightful webinar. How Grace has said and all those stuff. Like it was amazing, and for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with you guys. So my name is Shashwat, and I'm co-founder of RugCure. It's a health tech startup which uses AI and ML to use it to detect blood cancer in early stage. The goal of our startup is to make diagnostics faster, more accessible, and highly accurate, so that the early intervention can save more lives. Many people in globally die because they are diagnosed later at a later stage of blood cancer or any type of cancer. So, as someone deeply invested in the intersection of technology and healthcare, I have seen firsthand how AI is no longer just a futuristic concept. Uh, remember when you were in 2013, 14, or 15, around that time, the term AI, it was a futuristic concept. You were watching some sci-fi movies there, you were introduced to some AI elements, some AI characters, and you were predicting that it will be coming soon in 2030, 2050, and yet it is here now. And I think the COVID-19 period has contributed a lot in this development of AI and all the technological development sides. So, like I have said, how AI is no longer just a futuristic concept. It's right here, and it's actively reshaping the way we do things, the way we diagnose, the way we predict and personalize the medical treatment as well. There has been news going on in the market. I have read it. The AI is helping doctors to treat some minor surgeries, like do some minor surgeries, treat some critical diseases like cancer as well. And that's exactly what we are going to uh, like uh, experience it today, right? So first of all, I'm going to make this webinar more interactive. Like I will be asking a few questions that I want all of you to answer in the chat box, like in the YouTube as well as in the chat of the meeting as well. Right. Uh, the first question: would you trust AI for your medical diagnosis? Like, if I am a patient, I have been diagnosed with the help of AI. I have been told that I have a stage 3 lung cancer. So, should I believe it or not? Like, it's a question, right? Give it a thought.
Well, it's at the very like on on an initial part, honestly, it's hard to believe, right? Like you'll need some further additional proofs, but it could be a good help if it's very accurate.
Yep, that's a good initiative. Anyone else?
Well, for myself, I would be a little bit skeptic at first. However, having seen firsthand of how AI is growing at the moment, I believe at some point it will probably have more leeway in helping us in medical factors because it's bias. It's not using emotion in its diagnosis. So it's a, I would say it's kind of like 50-60.
Yeah, that's good. So I think, yeah. So let myself give it a shot. So first of all, let's jump onto the previous statement that I gave. Like we are developing a diagnostic tool. Actually, it's not a diagnostic tool. AI can not help as of now in the diagnosis. It can do screening. Like what we are developing is a screening tool to detect blood cancer in early stage to help the doctors take an educated guess. And if I'm someone who has been told that I have been diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer, then I would have to go through multiple tests after getting disclosed that I have stage 3 lung cancer or whatever. So I have to go through more clinical tests, like it could be the radiography and all those stuffs, as well as I have to believe in that screening as well. Like the doctor is telling me to get diagnosed because AI has told me that I have stage 3 lung cancer, right? So it has a unique answer. It should be partially yes and partially no. Like you don't know, like AI can give a false positive and false negative result, but it can be true as well, right? So at the end, you have to believe it whenever a doctor says that you have a stage 3 lung cancer, with even with the help of AI. So right now we are in a period where AI is reshaping the way we treat patients and the way we diagnose them. And now that's how you perceive things, that's how you pursue things, and that's how it is going to happen with you whenever you get diagnosed. Like I've seen some of the patients that we have also developed a simple risk assessment tool with the help of AI with some dynamic questions. And what it actually does is it asks the user some questions related to their lifestyle, medical history, and all those stuff, and give them a risk score that if they have blood cancer or not. And whenever someone gets a risk score of more than 50 or gets a risk level of moderate or high, we recommend them to get more clear idea of what is going on in their body. So we recommend them to some doctors, some top oncologists or hematologists to get them diagnosed with blood cancer if they have or not. So like in Rakyo and my company and my team, like I think my team is cheering me up in the chat box. I can read the comments right now. Krishna, Ankit, Shubham, and all, right? So in Rakyo and the other companies in India and globally, what they are doing is like they are developing an AI ML software or hardware integrated with the software as well. They are developing it to to do the screening part, not the diagnosis part. There is no AI in the market who can which can do the diagnosis part. And I've been in talk with few companies who are doing the same thing right now. What we are doing is we are developing a screening tool to detect blood cancer in early stage. And one of our competitors, and like I don't have to say the competitors, they are doing it well. And I think in India they are doing great actually. They are successfully running a great screening tool, and the company is called Niramai by Geeta Manjunath ma'am. And what they have developed is a screening tool for breast cancer. and the AI has a less scope of giving a false positive or false negative results, and the accuracy is quite high as well. And they are not doing in a broad way, like they are not doing a screening for different types of cancer, uh, and that inspired us to do the same. We are not going to do it in a broad way. We are just going to do in a niche way. Like we are developing a tool just for the blood cancer in the first phase. And what we are doing is we will be diagnosing the patient and then giving them the right treatment as well, recommending them actually. So the next one, I think it's gonna be a tricky one actually. So how many of you use wearables like Fitbit for health tracking? Fitbit or Apple Watch, I think.
I've been fortunate enough that I don't have to use that.
That's right. And
Yeah.
Phil?
I don't have any.
Yeah, I also don't use Fitbit or Apple Watch, and but yeah, let me take the things a bit faster. Like once you are used to wear those wearables like Fitbit or Apple Watch, they actually uses a sensor to get a track of your some pulses and like the body oxygen and all those stuffs, the parameters in your body, and then it actually keeps a track of those parameters, so that whenever you do something, some exercises, or if the parameter is not doing well, then it can warn you, or it can let you know that these a few parameters are not doing well. There has been news going on, like patient was saved by an Apple Watch. Like he was getting a heart attack late night, and the Apple Watch tracked the parameters and called an ambulance for that patient, and alerted the nearby hospitals, and that saved the life of the man. But is it good? Is it good to wear those wearables like Fitbit or Apple Watch? It is actually good.
In
I don't
theory,
think.
yes. I would say yes and no, because again, it's kind of like technology
Yeah,
itself can be a little bit non-reluctant. So for example, if I'm running and the watch feels like my heart is going very quickly, it might navigate that something is wrong with me. So in that moment, it might go ahead and call the hospital, but all I'm doing is probably doing a very active thing. So it's a yes and no. It's good that it can do things like that, but then how does it know when it is actually a heart failure or you just being really active?
exactly. And there was a case same like that when a man was running, doing some exercise, and the heart rate was quite high, as he was an athlete actually. So the Apple Watch actually alerted the nearby hospital that he's getting a heart attack, and the ambulance came, and there was no patient actually. And that is one thing, one way to perceive this. But there is another way, as like the Fitbits or the Apple Watch which we wear, actually the sensor they use is actually harmful for the skin, and that can harm the skin. Like you have heard that doctors don't approve more of x-rays, the way to scan the bones or muscles actually. So they most of recommend not to do x-rays often, because the X-rays actually destroy some cells and tissues whenever it gets a scan of your body part. So that's how the sensor is doing things in this case as well. So whenever you use a sensor focused, any wearables like Fitbit, Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, any of them, those are harmful for your skin. But there is a catch as well. It uses AI, and also there have been some advancements, some features added that it won't be in use if the parameters are going well, and it will be active after a time period. Like if it's a 3 hour delay, it will get active, it will track your parameters and then keep a record of them. That's how it is actually done now. And like I have been into this technology market for a very long time, and I have been developing a few technologies to keep a track of body health or body parameters without using those sensors, using only AIML models and some algorithms. But there was some difficulties that I faced, and it was a total failure, actually, if I have to say. But yeah, I learned from it, and the idea which I was working on was like a health tracker for uh, old people who are away from their kids, from their childs, and keep a track of their health record so that their kids get notified if there is anything going wrong in their body. So the way I pursue things in that case is like I was using AIML model to just scan the food and keep the record that they are taking a healthy diet, they are taking a good diet, and also prepared a completely dynamic diet chart, and keep the tracks of the calories they intake every single day. But at the end, it was not feasible for the AI model to keep track of every single food item calories. Like I'm right now, I'm in India, I'm eating dosha, or you can say anything in India like samosa. If I scan the food and then I track the calories, it gets difficult for the AIM model to uh, get to fetch the calories of every single food item in India. I think in India it's around more than 3,000 food items available in single region. So it gets difficult, right? So so at the end, it was not feasible to keep those parameters tracked, and the day I tested it on someone, he was eating some rasgullas. It actually tracked it like it was a idli. So idli has a different calorie parameter than rasgulla. So it became unclear, and the diet chart prepared was a healthy diet chart, as it was like the patient was eating idli. It has less calories than the rasgulla. So actually, he was eating rasgulla, so it became more furious. Like if a patient or a old guy who has diabetes, if he eats some rasgulla, sweet dishes like or gulab jamun, anything like that, or a cupcake, he will get affected, and we won't be able to keep the track of those parameters as well, right? So the day I saw that, I closed that project and moved on to the next project, which I'm working right now, Rug Cure. And I think it's going fine as of now. I will be sharing some details later on. But At the end, let me ask a few questions. One last question, I think I have to remind it. Like in 5 years, in upcoming 5 years, do you think AI will replace doctors or just assist them? But just wait a second. To answer this question, I think you have to go through the previous statements that I gave here.
That's a tricky question. In 5 years, yes and no again? It might replace some kind of system for the sake of efficiency. I think they would use that line. However, the empathy of having a human being, I hope, still remains. And that is the part where I'm saying 50-50, to be honest. It's a yes and no. I think we just have to wait. It's tricky. It's very tricky from my
Y-
side anyway.
yes, exactly. Especially in like situations like there is decision making that needs to be made by like a person feeling the actual agony, for example. So like, AI can be straightforward and say that whatever is necessary, then it should be done like that. So like there will never be an option be given to uh like the family or the patient itself.
Exactly. So I think there is a catch as well. Like, let me share a short story. I don't think it would be long. So let me share it now. Uh, I am a graphic designer by heart. So I've been doing some graphic design for a very long time. And the first skill that I learned was graphic design. So when the mid journey AI came into the market, I was somewhat depressed, like it is going to crunch my job, my freelancing, and all the stuff. Uh, and I was totally amazed that how it is going to create those fantastic looking designs for the clients and customers. And I was like, what, I'm not getting anything. On the mid journey is charging $25, $30 for 5 or 10 credits, and it is going to create 10 designs, and I'm charging 200, $300 for a single design. So like it was like client is going to choose mid journey, and that made me depressed actually. Like I was in a furious condition where I was it was not booming at that time, but still I was like scared of doing freelancing. So at that time there was a time when I used the mid journey, a few other AI softwares as well. I learned that they are not actually replacing any graphic designer who has some greater skill in graphic design than a mediocre graphic designer. Like if I'm just starting now, then the client may choose Midjourney or Leonardo or any other AI softwares to get their designs. But if I have learned a skill and I know I would be able to deliver more amazing designs than the Mid Journey or Leonardo, then the client would like to choose me rather than the Mid Journey, right? So that's what happened when I was using Mid Journey. It actually didn't give such good designs. It was like for me, whenever I get a client order to do some designs, to do some logo designs, to do some social media post designs, I just go to Pinterest, some Behance pages, Dribble, search for some design concepts. But when Midjourney came into the market, I used that to get design concepts out of it using free credits, and also didn't pay for anything as of now. I'm still using it for free without paying a single buck. And it's making me earn like around 300 $400 for a single design. So it's amazing. So I used it for getting some design ideas, some concept ideas for my designs, which I have to deliver to the clients. I'm still using ChatGPT, Leonardo, Mid Journey to get some design ideas rather than wasting much of my time on Pinterest, Dribble, or Behance, like those softwares. So yeah, for this question, let's come to the point. AI is going to replace only the consultant part. Like whenever you feel like there is something wrong in my body, you go to a consultant first, right? A general physician, and then he or she recommends you to the upper one, to the best one who is more suitable for the problem you are having at that point. So I think in 5 years, AI will be able to replace those consultants. Like I have like developed a product in my company which do risk assessment for blood cancer. So if a general physician is asking those questions, now an AI software is asking those questions. So it may be able to like replace those consultants who are asking the same questions and making it accessible like to tier 2 or tier 3 cities as well from their online mobile devices or laptops as well. And but we are not going to replace the hematologists, oncologists, because they are the specialist in their field, and the AI cannot do the treatment. Like I know AI is helping doctors to do some microsurgeries in brain and all those stuffs. I've been reading those news for quite a long time, and I think it's amazing. But the mind behind those surgery is still a doctor who is a specialist in neurology and brain surgeries, right? So in upcoming 5 years, AI will be able to replace those consultants who are doing a job from a single point and not utilizing the online platforms and making their services skills visible and accessible to the lower level people like tier 2 or tier 3 peoples. But in 5 years or 10 years or 30 years even, AI is not going to replace the specialist oncologist or hematologist. And that is how it is, right? So yeah. So if you have any questions, like anyone in the chat or
I do
Yes.
have a
Well,
question. Sorry,
go ahead.
you can go
Go
first.
ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. So you said, is it a startup company or this system is already working? The one that the app or whatever you use, is it an app and is it already functioning or is it in the making?
There are two products that we are developing as of now. The first one is risk assessment tool, which is already in the MVP1 stage, and it's going to launch pretty soon, like in this upcoming week. And we are doing 10 camps in 10 days event where we'll be doing medical camps for regular 10 days, and there will be launching our product for this risk assessment tool. And there is another product that is a screening tool which is going to detect if the patient has blood cancer or not, using just a blood cell images and the parameters inside the blood cell. So it's still under the development part.
I hope that takes care of the question, Grace. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. You answered my question there because I just wanted to know at what stage. the whole project is on. So, I mean, I can always contact you if I have more questions later. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely. And like if it's just a consultation part, like per se, that like many of us are knowledgeable right now of like what we are feeling, like symptoms and all that. So even late at night, if like AI is available to talk to, for example, like you are feeling this list of symptoms and all that, then they can guide you and then maybe put you on a schedule, something like that, at different moments in time, even in the midnight or like whenever people is not available to talk to. So that would be a great help, definitely.
Exactly.
Because there are cases like you feel something like this and you might just overthink and all that. But yeah, there like they might have some few things that you could do initially to prevent whatever you are feeling. So yeah.
Exactly. Like if I think if you are feeling that there is no one right beside you to consult with you or guide you if you are having any issues in your body, uh, even if it's mental depression or any physical depression as well. So there should be something helpful or feasible for you to access it anytime, anywhere from your mobile device or any device you have uh, with you at that point. So that is going to help you at the point whenever you feel low, or like you feel that there is something wrong in my body right now.
Yes. All right. That's perfect. Well, it's a really wonderful topic that you have shared. Like, if it's it's in the making. It's and it will be in available to be made use of hopefully by a lot of people to try it out and see the benefits that it would give. Or on the other hand, like what could be the other things that can be improved as most of the things, especially in the progress of AI right now, like improvement is very fast. And yeah, with additional with the usage of everybody, like everybody, those creators would know, and what are the things that will be or the steps will be taken to for further improvement. All right. So checking with the attendees, any questions or additional inputs that you have. Uh, let's check with online. We don't have any questions just yet. Anything you would like to promote, Roy? Anything upcoming? You will have like some webinars or seminars you'll be doing for your product.
No, I don't think I have upcoming seminars or webinars as of now. But we'll be doing some medical camps in our city, and we'll be launching our product there. But actually, I want all of you to stay tuned for the upcoming launch of the product, and that is why I would like to share my LinkedIn profile where you can connect with me and ask something if you need some help with, and also get updated with the product uh, that we are launching. So I would like to share two LinkedIn IDs, one of mine and one of my companies.
Hmm.
So I'm sharing it in the chat if it's all right.
Okay. All right. So we are near to closing today's session, definitely, and we will not forget to we are very honored, and I would like to say thank you to our guest speakers for today's webinar. We're very honored to have you in this platform, and thankful for the topics that you have willingly share. There are times that like especially with Roy, this hour it's late night. in his area, and for Grace, it's afternoon, right? Almost dinner. All right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, with the time constraints, definitely they are very willing to share their time, knowledge, and expertise in this platform. Since this is a free webinar, definitely. So, and the only thing that we would like to ask from our attendees, or for those who will be watching this recording, is you can share this recorded session into your social media platforms to help our guest speakers have more visibility and be invited in other talks as well, to share this knowledge and inspiration that they are bringing, not just to this platform, definitely. And if you'd like to connect with them, and like if you have some questions, since you are just watching a recorded part, you can send them connection invites on LinkedIn, and send them a message, such what Roy. And then for Grace, it's Grace Moy Ponge. And please do visit the link I have posted on the comments for her link tree, and you'll see ways to connect with her there. All right. So we'd like to entertain any final questions. And yes, I'll put the links as well, if you're okay with that, Roy, on the comments on the YouTube live, so they'd see. All right. So there, those are the links for Roy as well, and make sure to check those links and connect with our guest speakers. All right. Okay. And for attendees and our those who are watching live, thank you so much for your time attending as well this webinar, and I hope you share the word, and so we can attract more people to uh, share our the knowledge of our guest speakers, and also for those who wanted to express themselves and become a guest speaker as well. You are very welcome in this platform. All right, so no need for experiences. If you're not a seasoned guest speaker, do not worry. You're very welcome. So this is a free webinar and free site to express whatever you have. All right. So we would like to invite you again next Wednesday, the same time, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be having two new guests as well, and two new topics to share in this platform. All right. So everyone is welcome. Feel free to join. It's much better if you join in Zoom, so you can interact with our speakers live. All right. So yeah, I think that concludes everything. So again, Grace and Roy, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really a pleasure, and hope to see you again in the future for a different session. And everyone, thank you so much, and goodbye for now. And we will now close the Let Us Talk It Zipinar. Take care as
Thank you
always.
very
And
much. Thank you very much, Phil, and thank you
Bye.
very Bye-bye. Thank you.
bye.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye, and you.